So the three games that I sat there and predicted on, I'm 2-1 for week one. I did not predict on the other games, which um, currently, I think South Carolina is playing right now, and they're barely scraping away from Virginia Tech. For tonight's game, Miami versus Notre Dame, I'll say Notre Dame will win. And win in a huge fashion. I just don't see Carson Beck. I don't see Carson Beck at all winning against. I don't see Carson Beck going crazy against Notre Dame, but I might be wrong. I could be wrong. But let's talk about it. As y'all can see, I'm an Alabama fan. And as y'all know, on Thursday, 2 days before the game, I sat there and was telling y'all, hey, I have been saying this, Alabama was going to lose to Florida State. I sat there and said Florida State would probably win, and win by I don't think I said a score. I can look back into it. I didn't think that Florida State was going to win by 14, though. Florida State won by 14, and I called it. I called Alabama losing that game. I sat there and I was so up into the Ty Simpson hype at last year, but I had to remember the year prior when we benched Milroe. When we played USF, when we went there and played the Bulls, we benched Milroe, put Ty Simpson in. Ty Simpson looked like he didn't know what to do. And then we put Milroe back in the game and ended up winning the game. Then, what's crazy about it, I forgot, Ty Simpson was there since Bryce Young. Ty Simpson was there since Bryce Young. So, which basically means, if I'm not mistaken, I think he's a fifth-year senior. So, for him to look like that and play like that, my question is, what was going on at practice? What was going on at practice? Because here's the thing. We have another quarterback. Now, I know he's a freshman. And then, matter of fact, we have another quarterback right after him. I know he's a freshman. I know this quarterback is a freshman. Y'all already know who I'm talking about. But why we didn't try to get him in to get some touches in? When we saw Ty Simpson not looking good at all. And people are sitting there literally, and I mean literally, defending Ty Simpson when Ty Simpson wasn't even that good. He did not do good at all. So we have another quarterback who I think is way better than Ty Simpson. It's just that, it's honest. It's just me being honest. I think, and don't get me wrong, he's going to make freshman mistakes. He's a freshman. But he still could go out there and produce more numbers than Ty Simpson. But at the same time, when we were bashing Milroe last year and the year before, we were sitting there just bashing Milroe. But we don't want to bash this. We don't want to sit there and slander Ty Simpson when he didn't do good at all against Florida State. And Florida State wasn't even running a real basic defense. No, don't get me wrong. It was one play that I saw where I believe it was Ryan Williams on a drag route. If Ty Simpson would have had a little more time to set his feet, make the throw instead of getting hit as he threw, that pass would have got caught. That pass would have got caught. But what people are not trying to sit there and bring up the fact that he had 3 chances to get to the first down on his feet when he is known to be a mobile quarterback. I don't know why they sat there and was like, no, you're staying in the pocket. That's basically telling a quarterback who can be a dual threat quarterback. Not saying that he's a Miro, but he could definitely be a dual threat quarterback with his legs. That is what is new and turned it into the norm, is a dual threat quarterback. I felt like they told him to stay in the pocket and not try to run and throw like that. Try to get out of there, but your last instinct is to throw to get to the first down and not run to get the first down. He had so much space, and I mean so much space to get to that first down, and he decides to throw it to Williams or Bernard. It's either overthrown, dang near getting picked off, or it's on the ground. And I'm sitting there like, dang, we just hyped this man up. Everybody in the land of Alabama, of Tuscaloosa, hyped this man up for him to be the starter. And I get it. It's week 1. It's game 1. Not everything supposed to be perfect. But still, that was terrible. That was terrible quarterback play. And it's the fact that we kept him in the game. Just for us to get blown out like that. Now, offensive line. We have the most gritty offensive line. I would say we have the most gritty offensive line. Not greed, gritty. As meaning we have the most, we low-key have the best offensive line. The fact that they just fell apart like that, like they just did not know how stunts work anymore. There was no communication within the offensive line. It was terrible. It was so terrible. It was terrible. They didn't want to block at all. They'll block and then stop blocking at one, like literally like 2 seconds. They'll do one hit on the defensive end, get their hands off. They'll get their hands off of them, and then turn around. Don't block. They just watch them go through. And I'm sitting there like, wow, man, like what have Alabama come into? It's bad. I'm not gonna lie. Now, and there's still more. Matter of fact, let's talk about it. Alabama players do not have any discipline at all. At all. Why are we? And then I turned the game off. I had to. It was crazy that I was right. It was what makes me so mad when I'm right, because it feels like whenever I'm right, all of a sudden everything it's like falls into place to where like I'm like, dog, I was right the whole time. But me sitting there saying that this team is so undisciplined. This team is so undisciplined. I turned the game off. It took my dad to tell me that when we scored, I can't remember who number 11 was. I can't remember who number 11 was. I can't remember. I don't know why. Matter of fact, my book is over there, free. We'll wait on that. My dad told me number 11 caught a touchdown pass and sat there. Matter of fact, I got my phone. Caught a touchdown pass and decided to do the Crimson Crane celebration, which, from my understanding, you're not supposed to freaking do anyway, because one, One, that celebration. Okay, Rico Scott, yeah. That celebration is for Auburn only. That is a rivalry celebration. Why are you pulling that out? And then you're down 14. Yeah, you made it down to 7 to a touchdown, but you're still down. And you're doing the Crimson Crane. That celebration, for everyone that knows, as an Alabama fan, that celebration started with John Mechie. Why are we doing it against Florida State? Out of all of them, you can celebrate. Don't get me wrong. I'm not mad at you. No, I am mad at you. Because why are you celebrating? You should be pissed off with your team instead of you sitting there trying to celebrate and make you the spotlight. Have the spotlight on you. That was just low key kind of selfish and undisciplined. Now again, it's kind of hypocrisy. Because if we were winning and you were celebrating, I probably wouldn't be mad, but at the same time would be mad because one that this is why I say it's hypocrisy. Because if we were winning, I wouldn't mind it. But if you would have if we were winning, you still did the Crimson Crane, I probably would have been mad because that is not for other teams. That is only for Auburn versus us. That's the only time you're supposed to bring out that celebration. But in which y'all, Alabama, y'all lose to Auburn this year, just know they will be hitting that Crimson Crane on y'all. So y'all might want to get y'all act together. Because now y'all are the laughing stock. This group is the laughing stock. Which is funny. Because I saw a TikTok. And it was about Alabama. Alabama football sat there and dropped a freaking TikTok talking about last year we was not up to standard. And then somebody, I guess it was like an interview or radio interview or whatever, of this dude saying, "Oh, Alabama don't want to be this class for Alabama don't want to be the ones that everything fell apart." Well, game one just came and it damn near looking like y'all gonna be the class that everything falls apart. Y'all can call me crazy all y'all want. Y'all can call me crazy all y'all want. But that's just how I feel on that situation. Now, after the fact that the whole team is just being undisciplined. It's just undisciplined. Let's get to this coaching staff, man. Kane Womack needs to be fucking fired. With this middle school ass defense. We could not stop a running quarterback to save our fucking lives. And guess what? Literally 6 weeks later. Not even 6 weeks. 5 weeks later. No, matter of fact, yeah. 6 weeks later, because we get a bye week. 6 weeks later. No, 7 weeks. My bad. I keep getting them mixed up. Because guess what? I believe how it's going to go down. We just played Florida State. I think we have to play some random team. And then we'll play Wisconsin. And then we'll play somebody after that. And then we got that break. And then we play Georgia. Right? Yeah. UL Monroe, Wisconsin. Right? Then we got to play Georgia. And never mind. They changed the date. They changed our time. So about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh yeah, 7 weeks. I was right. About 7 weeks of football that we have on our schedule. So technically 8 because that week comes through. We have to play South Carolina, who, guess what, has a running quarterback Womack needs to be fired. We need to buy out and get a new head coach. I have been saying this since Nick Saban got fired. I made the straight candidate on who I wanted as the head coach. And people called me crazy. People call me crazy. But it's the fact that this head coach, if given the tools that he had, that Alabama, that DeBoer has, if given the tools that DeBoer has, and I'm talking about last year and the year after. Now it would have been a fight for quarterback. I get that. It would have been a fight for quarterback. And probably that quarterback would have transferred. Deion Sanders. Y'all can call me crazy all y'all want. But imagine, this is what Deion Sanders would have had. He would have had Shedeur Sanders, Jace McClellan. No, he's gone. Shedeur Sanders with a Jam Miller, and Justice Haynes, those two rotating out with a Travis Hunter, with a Ryan Williams. That's 5 fucking players added to the offense. And then let's say he brings in some of the people that he brought of the offensive line, and then turn around, brought in the freshmen that he got to Colorado. The number one offensive lineman to Alabama, Seaton, and this is just me ranting, so this is a what if. This is a what if. Now, not saying Deion would have made it to the playoffs that first year. No. Not saying that at all. I'm not saying that at all. Because the SEC is the hardest. It is literally the hardest, and I mean the hardest conference to ever get to the SEC championship, let alone, and to make it to the playoffs and get through the playoffs. Because not only that, you have another SEC team that's going to be in there trying to get to the national championship. Now imagine them putting more SEC teams. That's why everybody was sitting there saying, "Oh, the Big Ten is the back." This, that. Imagine them would have put another SEC team in there. There would have been problems. They don't like seeing the SEC succeed because it's just been nothing but the SEC in the past few years. But I'm getting off topic. Now, defensive wise, let's say Damani Jackson still comes. We have Xavier Brown. We have Travis Hunter. And then we have Shiloh with Keon Sabb. And then Keon Sabb decided to stay, which basically means we got Braden Hubbard. Do you not know how crazy Alabama probably would have been if Deion would have came over? Do you not, I swear to God, I call it every time. I call it how it is. Not only that, I'm an Alabama fan. I want people to understand. Alabama won so much to where I'm like slowing down of being an Alabama fan to where I'm a college football fan. I'm a biased person. I treat this like how this is college game day when it comes to this. But you will still see me try to cheer on Alabama. Think about it. Reese Davis, he's an Alabama fan. From college game day, he's an Alabama fan. If I'm not mistaken, Pat McAfee, he's West Virginia. Kurt Herbstreit, he played for Ohio State. He's an Ohio State fan. He will tell you 100% that he wants Ohio State to win. Desmond Howard, Michigan. So, but they have to be biased. That's their job. They have to be biased. Not saying that I'm on that same type of level. Not saying that. Not saying that at all. But what I'm saying is, when I'm saying this, I'm like the same. I'm biased like them. I know football. I just know what's going to go down. And me sitting there calling the fact that Florida State was going to win, that was a great take. And then also, I sat there and said Texas was not going to walk into the shoe and win that game. I didn't think Archie was going to be that bad though. But when I say this, I was sitting there saying, dog, they're hyping Archie Manning so much to where they got him everywhere. They got him everywhere. And I mean, on all the commercials, on all the ESPN posts, like they got collages. They had like the little collages of the new at ESPN out. They have Archie Manning up there. And I was like, dang, out of all the people they talk about, they picked him up there instead of Jeremiah Smith, who is the best, arguably the best wide receiver. Yeah, I get it. He's on the cover of College Football 26 with Ryan Williams. But to be honest, I think Jeremiah Smith is the best player. I'm an Alabama fan and I'm saying this. I'm an Alabama fan and I'm saying this. So, now, enough with Alabama. As y'all heard me rant, enough with Alabama. Let's talk about the Texas-Ohio State game. Texas and Ohio State. Now, and this is crazy. Call me crazy. Jeremiah Smith and Ryan Williams both had bad games. I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. Even though Ryan Williams did not get that much touches, he ended up getting hurt and all that. But we can kind of agree. I think Jeremiah Smith did not have a good game. Only because Julian Sands was just not throwing him the ball, and they needed to get him the ball. If they just give Jeremiah Smith the ball, Ohio State would have won more than they would have. They would have probably obliterated Texas. Yeah, their top receiving yards. Their top receiving yards was Tate. That was their top receiving yards. Hold on, let me see something. Let's see. Jeremiah Smith had 43 yards for 6 touches and 0 touchdowns. That's the first time he had low numbers like that. But don't get me wrong, Texas defense was holding it down. Texas defense was low-key holding it down, holding Jeremiah Smith down to where they would have him not going crazy. Because they did it last year. But again, like I said, Jeremiah Smith did not have a good game. One, because of the throws. I'll say the quarterback just got to connect with him even more. But they finally got it shaken off. Just know the next game they play, they're probably gonna go crazy. Whoever they play, because guess what? They don't play nobody. So the only team they play is Oregon. And the other team that they only play is probably Penn State. And Michigan, but I think I'm not gonna lie, Michigan fans, this is the year that Ohio State whoop y'all ass. Sorry for my cussing, but that's just how it is. I gotta hurry. But yeah, Texas is gonna be fine. I'll say. Texas is 100% gonna be fine. It's just one game. It's one game. Everybody had their one game. All right. And Alabama, other hands of Alabama State, they ain't gonna be all right. I'm not gonna lie. If we don't stop playing around and get rid of some of these coaches now, we ain't gonna be good. We ain't gonna be good. I don't see Alabama having a winning record this year. And that's hurtful to say. I don't see them having a winning season this year. And that's very hurtful for me to say. But anyway, Texas will be all right. They just got to put the pieces back together. Get Archie some more, get Archie some more reps. Even though he do get reps, but he needs to get more reps, because I'm not gonna lie, his identity, his hypeness it's on the line. It's really on the line. If he don't do good this next game, I don't know who they play. I think they play like a cupcake team, which is going to probably be. It's probably going to mess up his hypeness again because that's all they're saying, that he's only good against sorry teams. But if they can just get it together, that will be perfect for Archie. And then like the next game, the next big team that they play, which I think is Georgia, but I think it's in Georgia. So if they can walk into Athens and prove the doubters wrong and say that, hey, Archie is really that guy, by all means. But y'all gotta understand, he was sitting behind a quarterback, so he rarely had a chance to get in. Really, the only time he got in was against Georgia, and Georgia has a great defense. So that was his first time going against an actual defense. And this past Saturday was another game where he went against a great freaking defense. So yeah. But I think Texas is gonna be all right. I think Texas is gonna be good. They're gonna be all right. Now the last game, Clemson versus LSU. My oh my, Dabo Swinney, you let me down yet again. You got all them people out of the transfer portal. Y'all calling yourselves the real Death Valley, and y'all let LSU walk into y'all stadium, walk into y'all trap, and whoop y'all. Well, they ain't whoop them. They only won by 7 points. But they still came out with the L. They still came out with the W. They gave y'all the L at y'all home. That goes to say who is really the real Tigers. And that's the LSU Tigers. Because if I'm not mistaken, this is y'all's second time playing against each other since Dabo was the coach, right? If I might be wrong. Dabo probably played against LSU before. But this is their second, from my knowledge, this is their second time. LSU came out on top, and that was the national championship. LSU came out on top, and they have Brian Kelly as their head coach. That's more of an embarrassing loss than I would say that Alabama took against Florida State. No. Never mind. That Florida State loss that Alabama took has to be the most embarrassing. One, Florida State was freaking unranked, and Alabama was ranked. Alabama was the 14th favorite. And the boy just went over there and boo-booed his pants pretty much. I'm trying to make sure I don't cuss. All right, I'm trying to make sure I don't cuss. But Dabo, you might want to wrap it up. Oh, that's another. To be honest, that's another guy that I thought that was going to try to take the job in Alabama. I'm not gonna lie to you. But again, Dabo, you let us down, man. You let us down for real. You were supposed to beat LSU. I'm not gonna lie. You were supposed to beat LSU because now LSU got that. LSU got that swagger now that they're probably gonna be a good team to fight for the SEC championship. Because here's the thing, after Alabama lost and the way that Alabama lost, if they can't defend the run but can defend the throw, hell, they couldn't even defend the throws. They could not defend the air attack that Florida State had. That was, boy, when I say that was terrible performance. It was terrible. But if I'm not mistaken, let me see if LSU do play Georgia. If LSU do play Georgia this year, let me see. Hold on. Because they got to play Alabama. I know that for sure. They have to play Alabama. So they play South Carolina again. I think South Carolina might get them. Okay. Hold on. Okay. I'm confused here. So they don't play Georgia and they don't play Texas, but they have to play one of them to get to the SEC championship. Because Texas go undefeated. If Texas, Georgia, and LSU go undefeated in the SEC, there's going to be a 3-way tie. Oh, no, never mind. I forgot. Georgia and Texas have to play each other. So LSU, if LSU do end up winning, anyway, and they go undefeated outright, if they do go undefeated outright, if South Carolina don't, it's going to be LSU versus Texas or Georgia in the SEC championship. And LSU probably might win that game because I don't think Georgia got the defense to stop that type of offense LSU got right now. But like I said, I could be wrong. But Clemson, you're going to be all right. Like I said, y'all going to have problems against Florida State, though. That if number one from Florida State don't mess up. Because that's the recurring problem that he had. I think the year before he had a good season. But when he played for Boston College, I'm hearing that he had a phenomenal start of the season. Then it just declined after that. And then, of course, now we're still seeing that he's great. And then it just turns around. He just goes downhill. That might change. I don't know. But all I know is the weapons that Florida State has, I'm seeing Florida State might win the AFC. The ACC. I'm sorry, Clemson. I had y'all winning the ACC, but y'all still the same team. Y'all still the same team the past prior years. After y'all lost to LSU. After y'all lost to LSU in that national championship, y'all still the same team. And that's tough. That's tough. Let me think. But I think I'll say Clemson, I think y'all be all right. But I know y'all going to have a bumpy test against Florida State. Miami, depending on how Miami going to look tonight, I still don't think Miami is going to beat Notre Dame. Because I don't see nobody that's on their defense. I don't see nobody that's on their defense that I can remember. That I can remember on Miami's defense. That can stop Jeremiah Love. I'm just saying. If they stop Jeremiah Love, then they stop Jeremiah Love. But all I know, Miami definitely not beating Florida State. Not this Florida State. I don't see it. I don't see it at all. I don't see Florida State losing to either. Now after the game, after all that happened, I don't see Miami beating Florida State. I don't see Clemson beating Florida State. I don't. And y'all can call me crazy all y'all want to. That's just me being biased on what I saw and what I see on the field of the game. Because not only did I watch the game for my enjoyment, but I watch how teams play. And that's just my honest opinion. For the Big Ten, I'll say this, and this will be my last. I think this will be probably like my last remark. After all said and done about all these games, hopefully this last prediction for tonight, I'm not even going to predict the freaking North Carolina TCU. Who cares about that game? It's just Bill Belichick coming back out of retirement as a coach. They're probably winning that game because who TCU has, don't freaking know. But they do have TCU winning that game because who do North Carolina have? We don't freaking know. So that's just a dark horse. That's just going to be a hard game to call. So sorry, Bill. No shot to y'all. No disrespect. I hope y'all do win because I would love for North Carolina to actually have a football team like they have at certain times. I would love for North Carolina to have a team. So, yeah, good luck to y'all. That damn man, that game is gonna be, dude, that game is gonna be something. But I don't see, I don't see, I don't see Miami winning that game, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. I can't see it. Well, hopefully this last prediction, this last game will be my right prediction. I think Notre Dame is going to win. But I will say, Big Ten, probably Penn State will be the Big Ten winner for the first time in a while, and I mean in a hot minute. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you. I think Penn State will probably actually get over that hump. But I don't see them winning the national championship. I definitely don't see Penn State winning the national championship. But I do see them low key going at least undefeated, if not losing one game, and winning the Big Ten. I see that. 100%. I see that. But I don't think they're gonna make it far. And well, they are going to technically make it far, because if they're the Big Ten champs, they're going to be that first week bye. Then they play somebody in the first week. Depending on who they play, it's probably going to be SMU again. Nah. It's probably going to be Boise State. No, never mind. Boise State lost their first game. They got embarrassed. Nah, all jokes to the side, man. Because I know Boise State, like, bro, y'all team just lost to 14 points to Florida State. I don't want to hear it. It's comedy, man. But I see, like I said, I think Penn State is going to win the Big Ten. I'm low key kind of leaning. I was leaning towards Texas winning the SEC championship, but I'm leaning more towards LSU now after the performance. They came into Death Valley as I would say they were the underdog. A lot of people was expecting Clemson to win. I'll say that they were the underdog. They were away from home, away from the real Death Valley. And I'll say LSU probably winning that SEC championship. Alabama, y'all just need in order for y'all to get back to where y'all was at. And I sat there and said that. I said, Kalen DeBoer, if Kalen DeBoer's still here, he is not winning multiple championships. At all. He's not winning multiple championships. And I know he said that he's not trying to fill the shoes of Nick Saban, but the fact that he is trying to bring this new style to Alabama, it's just messing Alabama up. Because what Alabama, and like I said, I know I'm just jumping around on topics. It's just this head coach really pissed me the freak off, because I don't know what we were thinking of, like, oh, he went to Washington, he took Washington all the way to the championship, and I'm like, did we not see the schedule that Washington has? The only team that they were competing against was Oregon. And the rest of it was the Pac-12. And then they beat Texas. That's Texas' fault. They had all the firepower they needed to beat Washington. How they didn't beat Washington? And then Washington sat there and lost in the championship. And then we were like, well, there go Deion over there. He is great friends with Nick Saban, but there's something off about him. Let's get Kalen DeBoer. Let's just take the chance and get Kalen DeBoer. Or who's the other head coach? I wanted Dabo too. But I can't think of the other head coach. We wasn't going to try to get Lane Kiffin. We wasn't. I know that. I can't think of his freaking name right now. Ah, man. Would have been funny. Would have been funny if we would have tried to get. Would have been funny if we would have got Gene Chizik, bro. Not Gene Chizik. Malzahn. That'd be funny if we would have got Malzahn, man. That'd have been so funny, bro. That'd have been so funny, bro. Oh my God, that would have been funny. Man, that would have been funny if we got Malzahn. But we know he ain't trying to come over here to Alabama. He want to beat Alabama so bad, boy. And he has been doing it. So why the hell would he come over here and try to coach Alabama, man? Look, man. I can't think of that one coach name. I don't know why I can't think of his name right now. Dang. He was also a great coach. I just can't think of his freaking name right now. I don't know why. I think he could have built what off of what Nick Saban had, because DeBoer was just, he did not build off of what Nick Saban had. He literally was yeah, I'm not trying to. His mentality was, okay, since I'm the head coach now, I'm not going to try to go by off of what he brought in. I'm going to change everything. And that's literally what he did to Alabama. He literally changed everything. And it sucks. It sucks. We go into second division. We go to Division 2 to go get a defensive coordinator to coach D1 defense. And it's hot fucking garbage. He can only coach against cupcake teams or decent teams. He can only coach against decent or cupcake teams. He cannot go against good teams or great teams. He sucks. I'm sorry. He sucks. And it's hard for me to say that because I'm an Alabama fan. But I am also a college football fan. And man, oh man, the way I think Alabama would have been different if we would have just got Deion Sanders. That's crazy. The fact that if we would have tried to at least get Deion prime time, because not only that, he has a great friendship with Nick Saban. He's a old school coach. At that, he is an old school type of coach, bringing in a new style of coaching. And he just lets the player. He knows the players wants to just do what they want, but they still have to have discipline. And I think the same exact discipline that Nick Saban would have had, because that's what Deion was literally looking up to as being a freaking head coach in the first place, was just to have that type of discipline for Alabama. That's the type of discipline I think Alabama needs, and that's the type of coach, the type of leader that freaking Alabama needs. But no. Couldn't do it. Too much hype over there. It's too much, how you would call it, over there with Deion. So can't really say what it is. Can't really say what it is, but we don't want him over here. I'll say that. That's what Alabama freaking said. We don't want Deion over here at all. It is what it is. All right, y'all. I didn't even get to say whatever I wanted to say early in the video. I was just trying to hurry up and get this video done. But if you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Be a part of the Hidden Caminari Village. I want to say thank you to our sponsor, Hercules Cafe. If you're ever in I'm finna say the cafe area. If you're ever in Troy, Dothan, or Columbia, Alabama area, please go stop by Hercules Cafe. Great food over there. They have breakfast and lunch hours. So make sure, hey, if you wake up in the morning and you need some pancakes or whatever, go stop over there. That boy, when I say some good country food over there, now I'm gonna let y'all know it is an Alabama. So if you're an Auburn fan, I know it's mainly Auburn fans down there in Tuscaloosa, in Dothan and Columbia. I know it's mainly Alabama fans or Auburn fans over there. So please, just go over there. Just go over there. Just go over there. Just look now. Just go over there. Show some love. Get you some good food. You can say War Eagle in there. It's fine. It's fine. Just know you're gonna get told Roll Tide back at you. All right. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? All right. Nah. Okay. But yeah, go check out that food place, man. Go check that out. It is my sponsor. What I was about to say? But yeah, Hercules Cafe, I appreciate y'all for sponsoring my channel. Let's hopefully get some more sponsors. I'm about to wrap it up so I can get this video up and out of here. Yeah. Be ready for The Wolf Among Us. We will have that video out soon. Dude, we finally got ourselves I finally was able to find a freaking game, man. I was finally able to find a game. And I was trying to hold that. I low-key was trying to hold that game back. But I was like, you know what? Let's go ahead and give it to y'all so y'all can enjoy something for September. But just know, if the videos are slowing down in September, it's only because I'm getting ready for Tavaween. And I got to put all my energy into Tavaween. Because we got 3 games. Freak. We got 3 games dropping in the month of October, which is Gosi Yotai or Yotei, however you want to pronounce it. We have Battlefield 6. We have Ninja Gaiden. I'm not gonna lie, Battlefield 6, I might hold off on Battlefield 6 only solely because I want to get Ninja Gaiden 4, and I promise y'all to get Ninja Gaiden 4 on the channel. So that's that. So forgive me if I don't get Battlefield 6 on time. But Battlefield 6 will be on the channel in due time because we have to get all these games for Halloween. We will make a big announcement, or the big announcement for Tavaween in September. I just don't know what day. It might be like the mid area of September, like midway in the month of September, and all that type of stuff. But Tavaween is on its way. I got some ideas, some games, Halloween based, but y'all just gotta give me time, bro. Y'all just really gotta give me time. September is gonna be on its way, bro. September is on it. It's literally like in tomorrow. It's literally Monday. That's when September comes. But yeah, if you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Be a part of the Hidden Caminari Village. If you're already subscribed, I appreciate you. Thank you. We'll see y'all in the next one.